As I stand here, as 2025 comes to an end, and slowly awaiting 2026, there are so many thoughts that come to mind when this time of the year comes around. One is, of course, new year, new me. Like everyone says, we plan to do all these things that we want to accomplish within the year. Last year, it was so simple. Just simply pass high school. For me. And that's kind of just a general theme with me. I don't overachieve with my goals. They're very attainable, if not what is already going to happen. My goal. So, simply, this time around, it's not to pass college, even though that probably would be a good one and probably should be a goal. It's simply to learn how to be alone. And where this comes from, it comes from just my constant battle with, well, loneliness. Because quite frankly, I find that half the time, when I put my trust, when I put my feelings into the people around me, when they're not happy thoughts or feelings, they're doomed to fail. Alone if anyone wants to hear. So, I mean, at least for now, I just think I'm left with no other choice than to learn how to be alone, how to rely more on myself and less on others. Like society kind of draws us to. Finding a voice, finding something that's more powerful, something that's, well, better than where I am currently. The thing is, even when I went to college, there was this sort of hope that I would find friends, that I would find someone to finally talk to after all those years in high school being alone, never really being a part of anything, never really speaking to anyone, and finding it weird when people honestly spoke to me. It was weird. It was sad. It was very lonely in high school. And when I came to college, I thought it would be different. Being around intellectuals, being around people of the like minds that I am. Because obviously I'm not alone, but in reality, I realize I'm just taking my own grave like that. You know? It's sad to really say it like that, but what else do I have anymore? I have to focus on my studies and trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do with my life. And honestly, I know, and I've heard before, to reference The Consensus Law of Human Nature by Robert Greene. The book describes having friends as the better way to go. There are two ways that we can really find fulfillment in life. Through the work we do, which can provide happiness, but it can be very delayed. Like that, or we can find friends. And maybe not focus so much on work, but how he describes it, everything just falls into place. We're happier like that with friends, numb to a lot of more of the pain of life. And I've debated this topic so many times. And I even know, technically within college, with the changing of classes, it's almost like I got 7 more starts within the next 4 years coming. That's, I can meet new people. And new people, of course, always come in. But the but is that I wouldn't really say I'm afraid of making them. It's just, I'm just to a point now where I just don't want to be hurt again. Thinking that I'm gonna be here for a long time, but not that long of a time. And if everything around me just eventually caves in, endlessly 7 more times. What's kind of the point if everything I work towards is gone once again? Thinking that maybe I'll find life when I finally get a job. But then that time goes around and, the same shit happens. These thoughts, this loner type attitude that I have will probably kill me in the end. Will leave me lonely. Will leave me to the roadside. Will leave me stranded and going nowheres. And especially in a business setting when it's who you know and not what you know, it becomes even sadder. If I had to say my ideal scenario, my ideal life, it would be out of college. Out of college, down south, and just one person. Maybe a wife, maybe a friend as well. That's it. And just making the money that I want in order just to live the way I want. I have no desire to really change the world. If I do, then great. If I don't, hey, I'm just another head at sea Manning. I know this is rather depressing for a final thought, but in reality, I just want to find a life that's stable. Find a life that's maybe somewhat thrilling, that allows me to have some sort of good experiences, gets me to the place I want, so I can one day die in the place I want. And I realize probably this attitude may go away if I ever do find someone. I realize I'm very pessimistic in life, especially in these moments that are so fleeting, where I see the hope, I see the place I want to be, part of the life I want to lead, but it's still so distant. So is life, I guess. Hope 2026 goes well for myself and whoever listens to this recording. Thank you.